Alright, welcome back to Eastern Investigations. Last time, we pretty much laid it out that Ambassador Alba is the mastermind of all of this stuff. And really, we just need to lay it out at this point in proper detail. So let's continue. So, what is this interesting thing you wanted to show me? Trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Play the tape. What you see here is security footage shot just where the GG8 murder occurred. From this footage, we know that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring. This is a section that proves the card was used to relay an order. What? The fact that he has a knife? I feel like this should be simple, but sure. Take a look at the knife. What about that knife? My eyes are what they used to be, so I can see what you're pointing at. Okay, it's not the knife. That was a very strange way to phrase this, Edgeworth. It's the fact that he has it, right? Okay. Well, I don't know why you phrased it that strangely, as we can clearly see, but whatever. As you can see, Mr. Grotens is holding the card in his right hand. I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now? There's a very easy way to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All you have to do is simply take a look at this. Take a look at the other side that has blood on it. Stark red blood. Yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders on this card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we very easily verified that as fact. If you have no objections, I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. The card had passed by in front of the victim's apartment building. An official Utopian government card. What? Let's take Gumshoe. If you could please magnify the footage. This area of the footage directly links the smuggling ring with the Utopia. There's like a badge or something right there. I can't quite clearly see that, but there's a badge right there. That's not it at all. I'm just fricking all of this up right now. Maybe I should retire, because I'm just not getting it today. It's definitely the man in the car. Shape this pocket, the directives card in it. Tells without a doubt this person in the car is Manny Kocher. Listens in the car is also guessed by the security camera. And with it, we can easily find out who was sitting in this car that day 10 years ago. Gah! Which is what I can say without confidence. You were riding in this car on that day. Ah! Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's really mad. Wow. Alright. He's a big, strong guy now. I guess forget the cane. Who needs it? You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at that time, that's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? The Principality of Utopia no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period are also no longer exist. That arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. Our efficiency here, boy. What I have left me now is a piece of footage. Must be something here that I can use against him. Is it the badge now? Yes. What the? Ambassador Alba. Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Codopia. And it was you who made the missing missions you participated part successes, correct? Why the certain backhanded praises, boy? Although to be sure, the brilliant medals on my chest were awarded to me through the air of Codopia. But now I'm only one who owned this particular medal. In that case, the only one who could be inside this car is you. How do you figure that? These men are captured here in the footage. It's clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? So it will be, but I won't look back. This is the path that I have chosen. You moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he talking such an arrogant stance with me? It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For a lot of you to ever come this far. Looks like I just might lose on another little game this time. You might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is it a fact? Very well. I'm sorry to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess, and will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Regarding the domestic murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense. You're claiming it was justified self-defense? The best who attacked me, and I felt my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I wouldn't be the one you'd found dead instead of him. What about that performance? I'm not giving you one. These laughy boys. God dang. Wow, you two really knows how to laugh at inappropriate times. Yep, they do. If you wish to claim to justify self-defense, we need some evidence. It's always evidence with you, isn't it? If that's what you require, I'll provide it. The man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense. I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention to when I should. But the masked two didn't have a single weapon in its body. Oh. Hold on, it's something they get worked up over because I hid the weapon. You hid it? I'm sorry, but as you know, murder is a murder even though it is self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as I am Ambassador. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears. It's covered in blood. He was trimming it quite badly during our struggle. That's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. As you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it, it's enough to declare it so. I mean, could have done it to himself, probably? Like, no way! Oh, which reminds me, I guess there's still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I have no knowledge of what is going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in our case connected to you. The murder of the MS2 was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps, but if you're my partner in court. However, there's one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? That's what you mean. Extraterritorially, or whatever. I can't say words. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively a Lavastian toil. So when a trial is to be held, we held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just submitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is an important stance on this? We just investigate. That's our job. Judgment of the people who have confessed to their crime. That's the court's job. I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even when your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I'll never stand trial in one of your courts. That arrogance, your expression, That's something like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating out of your own hands. These crimes you all speak of so seriously. To me, this has been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Albassador's numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. As he was accomplished to change the backdrop of our little game. These 2 layers of protection, territorial, the fact that he's in an embassy, it provides him. This is why he's one of those who cannot be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. There's something we can do. To be continued. I'm not to be continuing right now. No, I'm not saving. Frick saving. We can't stop here. March 15th, 2:11 a.m. Funerum Naturalis Lobby. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritorially. Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I got some business to take care of. We can't get an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist. And what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? The law can't help us. Then I'll just go as a Yagaratsu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take out an ambassador after all. Needed to tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of their country, I guess, but I feel like my traps across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Hold it. Come on, everyone, we can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We never let up for even a second, as long as we don't stop investigating. We might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well. Let's reopen the investigation and see what we can find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, then I'll go check out Babali for a bit more, sir. What are you guys looking for? And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alvest. Alright, see you later. Now then. Before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion flower data erased from my organizer. Yeah, we didn't really... Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. I wonder why. There are 2 special circumstances that surround the Ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens at Alabast soil, we're unable to legally prosecute him. Cool! Sounds like embassy is the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And a murdered mess too. We're in a smuggling operation and make a counterfeit bills apparently. But that all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Coach in Mabali. Yes, apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Mabali also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in my own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. It means he retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what or wrong he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. I guess we really don't have a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. Well... there's some kind of poster. This was taken just before the 2 ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Soul Samurai. Wait, is this my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? Arrest until blah 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 blah. What are you talking about? It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses? Wow, you even know the exact species! I never would have figured out you were an expert on flowers. Ugh. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me, I sound like some sort of botanist. So exactly what is this yellow flower here? That one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. It does... Could it be? I mean, I can't see it in enough detail, but maybe? Eureka? No. Not at all. It's not related at all, because... So I'm about to fail this investigation, so that's great. I mean, it looks like their flag. No, what do you... Oh no, I ran out of points for the investigation. Are you still here? Trying to force me to admit. You will have no reason to still be here. Now please leave. I'm afraid I can't do that. If you won't leave on your own, I'll have no choice but to force you out. Hold it. I don't believe we'll be meeting again, however. I'll pray for your success. We're not through here yet. Is this it? Yep. It's over. Thus, the truth was lost forever, because I couldn't figure out what to do with the picture before he came out and kicked us out of the embassy. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get back to where we were and continue, because why split this up for no reason? Okay. Okay. We're back in the universe where I didn't mess up twice, and also investigated the flower already. So, it's that for sure. And it's not the pick, which I thought maybe what the petal looked like a little, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, that doesn't look like anything. I mean, there is the knife, maybe? Oh, yeah, that's... It does have a flower ornament, that's true. Yeah, it's missing. It's missing a... Yeah. It's the knife. The valley's national symbol is the butterfly, and alabaster is the flower. It appears that someone employing the old hide a tree in a forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife... Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be the blade that killed Mr. Cochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Naturalis, and the very bouquet that Ambassador Alba was carrying. The flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Oh, take a look at this weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. The knife in this photo is most definitely the same as the murder weapon. So he carried the knife with him. They're doing renovations. Could Cochin be using the renovations to cover up his counterfeiting? Most of the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's printing press. But the necessary materials are bubbly's ink and paper. It's been hidden in a secure location. What do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume the renovation was because of the plate and Bill's disposal. The reason Mr. Cochin was killed is the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? I mean, Alba. It's one person erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. Both embassies, the co-conspirator is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a strong move to kill Manny Cochin. He could place all the guilt onto him. Yes, he could have. And that is what he doesn't want us to figure out. Because of Ambassador Alba's hesitation, the rotten treasure we may find, the motive for killing Mr. Cochin, Miss Yu said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. We're to take her words at face value. The reason for the ambassador's nervousness can be only one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances in which Mr. Cochin was killed. You mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin puzzling really hard for Mr. Palladino, the ambassador, at the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason we wanted to steal Alba's primitive statue. Mr. Cochin hired Domestua to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin. It's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. Yep. But the question now is, how did he do it? Master Alba was in Alvest. Mr. Cochin's body was covered in Babali, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. This is something to do with where Miss Cochin was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Babali's Mr. Cochin. Place where the murder is where they meet together in the theater. The only place that makes sense is here, the Theatrum Naturalis. What? Here? Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? The only place that both of them would have been in is here. But if that's the case, everything changes. The theater isn't actually Alabastian land, so that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. Makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. Maybe we should check the immigration records for both Alabastin and Babali post-haste. Babali's record should be easy to obtain, however the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they'll allow us to see their records, besides the order to vacate. Objection! Francesca, why are you objecting? I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francesca. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Babali. You do well to take a look at its contents. Nice. Move fast. Avancoma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. Particularly when you're looking over Babali investigation reports as well. From now on, you'll make no excuse to back down or say we can't solve this case. I'm sorry about earlier. We won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronized me enough already for one lifetime? No, she's having fun. So this video contains footage of Alabast's immigration screening area. I really hope there isn't something in there that we can use. Oh, I really hope there is, not that there isn't. Okay. Let's look at the tape. Oh, there's the ambassador. There's the Steel Samurai. I mean, there's nothing on this, particularly just a guard hanging out. This man is the immigration officers on duty, making a really scary face, even though there's no one around to see it. What if he was just the grumpy sort? Although that wouldn't do much for tourism. Hey, he just smiled a little bit just now. Wonder if he recalled something funny. Well, even if he did, he still has that hard glare in his eyes. It appeared that he was born with stern looking eyes. Rather fitting for someone in the security business, I'd say. I mean, true. There's nothing really going on there. How about 2? Because Alba's walking. Can't believe how completely fooled I was by the way he carried himself. Oh, that wasn't Francisca, that was Edgeworth. Whatever, close enough. He had me fooled too. According to the files I'd sent earlier, Ambassador Alba was a Copian hero. He saved the royal family from danger countless times. So what bothers me is why a man like that would create a smuggling ring. Even with all the authority I have, I still haven't been able to figure that out why. Unlike the ambassador was a hero corrupted by evil. But no matter what happened in the past, we can't let the Bethanians now escape justice. The guard is still the same. And the time. Oh, we can, okay. 5:22 p.m. Around this time, the Soul Samurai stage show had come to an end. Ambassador Alba was making his way to his office. And later, he shook hands with the Soul Samurai in his office. And then he was going to give a speech in the Rose Garden. Being an ambassador sounds like a busy job. It's like someone's always stealing your time away. Yes, I'd imagine it's something like that. So I know busy, well, he still managed to find the time to kill Mr. Kochan. Move his body somehow from the Theater Naturalis. Okay. Steel Samurai. The outside may look like a Steel Samurai, but on the inside it's just Larry. Other than the fact that it's good for nothing, nothing else seems out of order. Wait, you know as well as I do that anything can happen if he's involved. That's true. You're not suggesting someone else could be under that mask, are you? No, I don't think that. Just before you entered here, you gave me an autograph, so I'm certain it's Larry under there. I mean, what's with the steel infant looking all weird? Isn't something with this lump shape strike you as odd? Huh? It isn't supposed to be this shape. No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. If only had some pushcart itself, we can compare it from my hunch. I mean, it looks weird, but... Now let's check the footage from Vali's security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Okay. Do we? There wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Oh, did I miss something? You didn't miss anything. Because there was nothing to miss. Or what is missing is the image of Mr. Kochan entering his own country. It wasn't his body found in Babali. It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Yeah. Oh, my life. I needed that good. I hear people. Hello. Ambassador Alba. I thought I'd ask for you to your new group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You had your fun, and I enjoyed our little game. I just said that you've achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded a score, the same game can never be played again. You understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No. Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I've overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport and will now return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There's still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Hold it. Oh, hi. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Paulino. Just a teensy bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a very precarious situation, you know. Very well. If you insist, I'll play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any further. Mr. Paulino, Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish for the normalization of relations between our two countries. There's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. No more fussy stuff. Now then, what was it what you would ask me about? We have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I wanted to hear your alibi and how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Kochan. Oh, I see. Seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. Won't let even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Give it to me, what you got? Ambassador Alba's alibi. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Coach and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to that point, I was an Alabasta the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babali. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi. That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babali. Now we've cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you moved out of my way. I had hold it. What is it this time? I thought you would hold it I'd only allow one question. You did. But you're still yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I refuse to bulge an inch from where I'm standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy is the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of this first Yagaratsu is the capture of the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad. The legacy will live on. Through me. That's why we just gotta catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Okay. Sure. You were in Albast the whole time, but you weren't, though. What exactly did you do while you were in Albast? I had a meeting with the Steel Samurai, and then I arranged a few files. Around that time, the thief was sneaking in and took me by surprise. I was thinking it was the mess too that made the first move. Yes, and it was after I was attacked that I hit him on the head with the Permadou statue. Unfortunately, I died from the blow, but it was an act of justified self-defense. Calling it that doesn't cover up what you really did. Cover up? No, my boy, I'm not covering up anything, I'm telling the truth. You weren't planning to admit it. This is why you tried to frame this samurai. If you weren't an ambassador, I'd be letting me fly on you right now. I'm terribly sorry that I didn't clean up the body better, but I'm a busy man. I had a speech to give in the Rose Garden after that, you know. Despite that, you still had time to kill Mrs. Coach, didn't you? What is your objection? That was crazy. Man is evil, and I'm sure you're familiar with the facts, but Mrs. Coach was killed in Babali when I was all the way in Alabast. You insist that it's not possible for you to have killed Mr. Coach in Babali. You are correct. Oh, I thought you would put up a bit more of a fight, but you must concede to me. One thing I've seen is it's not possible for you to kill Babali. Not conceding your alibi is the truth. Oh, I see. However, no matter me try, you know can't crush my alibi. Be wise and not underestimate a prosecutor of this country. We'll see about that. He was a friend. That's true, then why did the ambassador kill him? It's unlike in the case of my father where he ordered someone to do it. The problem we have here is we don't know what their exact relationship was. Indeed, if we had complete trust in each other, there was no motive for murder. We both men were very selfish, and I believe that is where his motive arose. It's not my hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now. This doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really had no reason to kill Mr. Cochran. If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, there's nothing more than a silly game to me. That's how you see things. I appreciate you taking me more seriously. I'm sorry. I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well. A game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I have no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. How would he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and let him get away with his crimes. Did you add that to your testimony? You did? Your motive, though? You're serious that just because we were partners, you had no motive to kill. I'm only following your hypothetical scenario to its logical conclusion. Luckily, he's not going to admit it himself that he was in leagues with Mr. Cochin. I suppose not, but I do know his relation to the smuggling ring and Mr. Cochin. I mean, he's the ringleader and that Mr. Cochin was his subordinate, right? Correct, but I know more than just that. Mr. Von Karma, I still remember the safe in Mr. Cochin's office, correct? Yes, the safe had 2 compartments to it, didn't it? Then what do you think that stolen goods were being stored in Mr. Cochin's office? Maybe because he was trying to cheat Ambassador Alba behind his back. Mr. Cochin didn't turn the goods over, but decided instead to keep them for himself. I suppose that's possible. Seems as if both men are only concerned with their own wealth and well-being. That means that maybe they didn't have a trusting relationship after all. But Ambassador Alba had to gain. Maybe it is motive for killing Mr. Cochin. What are people whispering about among yourself over there? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. The counterfeit bills? The exact evidence here is a bit muddy. I'm gonna try the document. No. It's not the document. Does it now? Because it doesn't really... You are a liar, clearly. It's not that. And what is it? Can't you sit down with that kind of evidence? Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. Okay. I mean, the statues? Because they got swapped, and I don't think that was intended by this man? The bills? Maybe. The fact that he was trying to steal the statue. Maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, if he's making the case that, oh, we were co-conspirators, we had a great relationship, everything's fine, then why was he trying to steal your statue? Well, no, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It's because Mr. Cochin actually betrayed you. But your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, just because you were trying to test each other to turn it into this mess. I don't believe this. You're a bad pinch for telling I'll tell us, Mr. Prosecutor. If you're not, I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It's been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. We'll take a look at it. Kind of this note is a quest for the theft of Alba's Supreme Dew statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt of the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me. Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? Expecting him to resort to playing the semantic game with me. So this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Wait, What? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if I could please give us a little bit of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man Manny was, he was my subordinate. It's why I would like for you to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Molly to figure out, and something I'll have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a question from Ambassador Palino. Very sorry, but it seems even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Palino. I must find some way to stop him from leaving. Seem that there are no further objections. In that case, let me to return home. Hold it. Who is holding it now? Okay. Why are you holding it? Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Okay. Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, your gratitude's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that titled organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? This is my father, Brian Faraday, left for us. You say Brian Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Didn't tell me this is the one for the second KG8 incident. When she wrote about the Gratu's key. Yes, the organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. I had no idea what you were talking about. You said that it was like it related to me. So this organizer wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are. But that sort of trick really won't work on me. You won't believe me, then take a look at this. What is that toy there? What are you doing, Kay? That's the device used by the Agratsu, or rather my father. 7 years ago, I used this when he stuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold the information the Agratsu dug up on you. You go home now, I won't hesitate to send all of it to Alabas, right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Fissures one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Agratsu, the thorn in my side. Okay, does it organize even contain information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Just a bluff. If it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of the little thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come down top in the end. Okay. When the going gets rough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. Well, this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applied your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this one too. Now, Mr. Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all, bring a person like me. Mr. Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even you use all that power of Mr. Palino's office, you won't stop me. Can this opportunity is creating me to go to waste? Now let part 2. Last time I met with Scorch was here at Theodrum Naturalis. However, that I was in Alabas the rest of the time as I stated earlier. And like I said, I did not see him Scorch again after that. You see, there was no time and span where I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can allow this chance to let us escape us. If one do, though, you reach the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions, you'll be punished. Ooh. If any need this pressing or presenting will cost more than our case. In that case, the only thing you do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course. I don't intend to let him intimidate me. The man's question was killed before we returned to Bavali. In which case, there's only one statement needed to print the evidence. So no pressing is allowed. And I would guess it to be I'd guess it to be the security footage. But what statement, though, is the thing? Because you didn't see him after, which, okay, fine, but... You met him at the theater, you were in Alabas, you didn't see him. No times when you could have killed him. I mean, he didn't show up after you came back, but how did he get... Oh, yeah, the murder weapon is in there. That's true. If that's true, then you had it down when you came down here, and also when you saw him. So... no. Let me take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, alright. When I capture the proof, I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognize it as well as you should, for as you brought it to this theater. You hid it in amongst the flowers you were to give to the Sioux Samurai, meaning that you killed Mr. Cochin here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight. We're not through yet. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you ornate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. It's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The court, there's no one who could lay a finger on this man. Is it really the end? Not so fast! Agent Lang. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity had just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense, and let me through. Lingzi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. In Imperial headquarters and Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. It took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household. What have you done? You've been relieved of your duties as Ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? Effective right now. You have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video there got you protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd chip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of the detainment philosophy, Lingzi. The 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with the new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had someone to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can pull this on it now? You've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are. Mr. Alba. No, I won't be stopped now. He still tends to fight us. So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You still can have evidence on me. The fact remains you cannot arrest me. Be expected from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. The rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater. Even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater, so anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After I was in his body, discovered an alibi in Babali. Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. Alba's Alba. I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater using a knife that was struck in my bouquet. I left the bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babali, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babali. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You already stolen my ambassadorship from me. What do you have me surrender to? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Do you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. Yeah, I know, and I'll give him my old see that he leaves in handcuffs. For the title of ambassador, just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can use was an evidence to the testimony. We're not gonna fight him, we're just gonna throw evidence at his face. That's different. Anyone could have taken the knife there. So wish to deny your actions. And you still wish to deny reality and accuse me of murder. What? I'm not in denial. Even though he's not an investor anymore, he's still got a real attitude. Maybe it's because he's no longer an investor that he can let himself speak freely. Well, if he's not holding anything back, then neither should I. Wait! For the sake of the case, feel free what I think you're about to do. Quite the pair of frightening women you have, but I digress. True. Whenever he was found in my body, he was killed somewhere else. Stop bluffing, but you can't prove what you're claiming. This for a court-martial in my country. You've already been removed from the room. You're taunting us on the purpose, because I'm happy to show you my claws. Hold on, Agent Wang. I'm gonna fight him my own way, with evidence. Can everybody stop wanting to punch this man in the face? Like, I mean, I know you guys are joking, but come on now. I'm just joking. I'm not so easily ruffled by the likes of him. Too bad. Even though I'm no longer an ambassador, it still could have been an international incident. Even though will threaten us with that mouth of yours, perhaps you can use it to return to the testimony. Very well. But to be fair, you should watch what you say as well. Is that really so? You could easily blackmail your subordinates to be quiet and move the body. That's quite an insult to me and my subordinates, and I'm afraid we can't have that. It's quite difficult to enter my embassy, as guards are under a thorough check. If someone so much makes an unnatural movement, it would arouse their suspicions. Come to think of it, there wasn't anything unnatural about him in the footage. Wait. Let me think about that for a second. Alba said that the guard would become suspicious of someone acting unnaturally. But then, by the same token, the guard would not become suspicious if someone were to act naturally. We retrace Mr. Alba's movements. We should find some hint to solving this case. Right at this samurai stage show, he went to the Alabest, right? And there he started preparing for his speech in the Alabest embassy. It does sound like he wasn't possible for him to have gone to the Babali's embassy. He didn't have gone to the Babali, but the body didn't remain at the theater either. It's possible that the body was temporarily taken to a different location first. I mean, if we're talking transport, the only thing relating to transport we have is pushcart. And it does look weird. Oh, actually, speaking of these samurai dogs we still have in here, I know I wasn't speaking of them, but segue anyway. There were a bunch in the dressing room that were supposed to be in there. They're supposed to be with the cart, right? But, maybe? Actually, I do believe there is a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that they're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. If you could take a good look at this section here. Limp here inside the pushcart. You know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the natural lump inside the cloth of the pushcart. The body? What is the meaning of showing me that? To say that the natural bulge in a pushcart is Mr. Crochen's body. You're the so samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. Admit that for now is but a hypothesis, however. If I can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have time to play with you people. Gumshoe! Why is there any person in this room? I mean, it's helpful, but come on now. I'm sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Hey, you found the cart. Gummy! Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. That's where you went. Detective Spirit that left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. It's Mr. Edgeworth. Is this worth anything to the case? Yes. Just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there on the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, let's leave that for now and examine inside, Detective. Yes, sir. Well, what's inside? What does it look like? Oh, that doesn't look good. It's red inside. Is that ketchup from the hot dogs? Probably not. It's blood. It's also Mr. Crochen's blood, which only goes to prove that Mr. Crochen's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. Believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Crochen at this theater and placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you forced the samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. And forced to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense! Why would I bother do such a thing? You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babali. However, if you moved the body to Alabast, because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. Then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! I can show you how you move the body from Alabast to Babali. Then I win. But you can't! The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding movements after your return to Alabast. Gah. My own Edgeworth. You figured it out. Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means... there's no question that it can be answered, right? Puma's statue is smuggled successfully through the brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer to how the body was moved? Which means there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Movements in Alabast. Third turn to Alabast. I had a picture taken with the Still Samurai, shaking hands. Just as I'm about to start my speech, the Yaguratsu appeared. Food for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all. Looks like you left out a few things. Such as the murder of the Mask 2. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with your office. Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? It's not every life precious. Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. You better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you like. Did I have that picture as evidence? Nope. Okay. Yaguratsu appeared. And you went back to the office. What happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I got stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man. I don't want to keep repeating this either. But his name was the Mask 2. Who cares what he was called? The time he got to the Puma statue he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. This front camera is really letting a whip fly now. Hey, I think the series reporter is just silent while she's doing it. Must be at the limit of her patience as well. Physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, he's totally dead on the inside, just like a hollow tree. The only one that can cut him down to size, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Put in time, we lack the information to fight back. Hey, Miss Prosecutor, just say the word and I'll get him talking for you. Don't forget that we have plenty of ways to get him to talk. Got some real scary people on our side, huh, Kay? She can be scary too. Well, I'm ready to help out, Gummy. What about you? Can't believe you're getting into this. In that case, I'm ready too, sir. Everyone please calm down. I'll think of something. I guess press all of the things. Okay. So is it only with the Still Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time. The doctors recommended that she rest. Well, so you do have a soft side after all. Because of a bad hip, I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you think this strained your back as well, huh? Isn't that time just because you're normally hunched over? You did need to keep up an act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. About 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Okay. That was just a trick you had set up. Ha ha ha. Most amusing joke. Now do you propose that I set it up? If you really wanted to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights and the rose curtains so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yaguratsu's shadow. Oh, so that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then. Let's move on to a different question. The Argotts you appeared. What was the state of the off-rose garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. Everyone helped with the effort. And once then everyone was inside, well... I can't find a single flaw in his argument. This way, we'll be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. We finished here. Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with any how the body was moved to the Babali? Sir... Mr. Edgeworth? Even after proving so much. Is he going to get away with it? This is the end. Hold it. Who? Fish made it just in time. What? What are you guys doing? Are you kidding me? It would be a great honor if you allow us to be your allies in battle. You have mastered. It's time for you to pay. It's the Soul Samurai. No, you're mistaken, for I am Soul Samurai Daddy, married man of New Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo! Two people that I want to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy! We just wanted to help, jeez! I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust to my samurai spear. Go away! How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? I see them as to find the art infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! It just me, or is the art infant completely soaked? Hmm? Oh yeah. I found him in a volley, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babali. And he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in the Babali. Oh, that! Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babali. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. I found him in... That's enough, Larry. Turning for that Larry managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. Another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Ripper took for Babali is... The key to the route is... Oh. Bilateral symmetry. That's true. Ah, that's right. The embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. The location in which we was examined post-haste. Where I believe the route leave the smuggling Metrocojan bodies lies. Does something sound like something that really exists, sir? Best built in the bilateral symmetry. Meaning this is where we need to examine. Like, right here? Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. Doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us until wait. Hello? This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babali's side. Mr. Gordon's body was moved in Alabasta through the pool and out. Was moved into Babali, the pool in Alabasta. Blah 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 blah. Avoiding the topic with a vague answer as I'm becoming a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The infant is possibly soaked in water. What do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool, not just any pool. It was the Babali's one. It's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. Photo reservoirs in the two contours are connected. Blah, 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 blah. Where's your proof those sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned iron infant. What? This blasted doll! Welcome back. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back! Hey! Don't tell me! You guys figured everything out without me! We did, thanks to this hero of Justice's son. If he is just a doll, he managed to help us foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to pass through onto Babali. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next prove that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument is helping to move the logic along. In which case, to return to the favor and find an answer. Another thing. Mrs. Corton's body was found in his office in Babali. What happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? There's already an accomplice in Babali, remember? You mean Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Blah, blah. Is she claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Sheena would have drowned if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Like your hypothesis about the body was moved is only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me to passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What is happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Babali? Oh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it. I believe this time we really are done, right? Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You're a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. The reason I say it is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? That's what it sounds like. Its events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. The fires, right? The fires. Tonight, the guards who set fire to the variety of locations in the Bali's embassy. In order to put out the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. When enough water was drained, the corrective pipe should be used to traverse the border. Blah blah. So what? The water level went down. The reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. You both know what kind of situation we're in right now. And even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that out, you would notice. Mr. Alba, how deep are these pools anyway? Let me know, those pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It'd be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls. There is no need for such things. What do you mean? One would use a certain something that could go up and down in the pool at will. Oh, looks like you've got the nets already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Lend us already. When you wish Sheena and the body were able to rise to the ground level, the way to control the water level, that would be the way the body was moved. This was used so the body and machine could move up and down the pool. the auto-filling water. Mr. Alba used the fountain sprouts in a manner of speaking. Use the fountain sprouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted up by their buoyancy in water. Fire on Baldy's side, the firefighting effort. Those set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Coach's body. Yeah. So I'll show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads. First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden, and pushed it, along with the iron-fitted Mr. Croton's body into the pool. This time, Sheena was completely storing the first fire room Bali. Then she made for the open-air stage pools to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in the pool, the water level went down. By the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from the Albassador into Bali. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spots once more. The water level rose up to the original level, along with Miss Sheena and the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy, after all. So you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Miss Scotchen's body. That wraps up my thorough explanation how the body was moved. Grow! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back! Blah blah. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? Now it's proof. What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just took the she found the pushcart in the open-air stage area. I too did find one of the item there. That piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools was a smuggling route. There's another thing that smuggled over the poly's open-air stage area. The pick? And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Bali side will be your undoing. Guitar pick. Would you care to explain how it's going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but there's not a guitar pick. Well, what? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it, since you took a picked photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in what I found at the stage actually belongs to. The knife. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Banny Cochin. The handle of this knife there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it appeared that missing a single petal. Let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick into that open slot. It fits! It's a perfect fit! I assume the petal must have fallen off the flower during Miss Cochin's murder. Then it was accidentally placed in the pushcart along with Miss Cochin's body. Blah blah. That's an interesting story, nothing... Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. For some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, the only place it could have gotten wet from was in the open-air stage's pool. And ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the Bali's side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as the petal explains it all for me. Proves that someone went to the Rose Gardens pool through onto Bali. Impossible! People of Zhangfei are waiting to see you, face to face, Mr. Alba. Until everyone back home will be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little too late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, you may even try to cover it all up. You can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it justice is served to people like you. You... Cat's Cole, you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit his wrongdoing, Mr. Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People can't be negotiated with, the people refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice to use all the evidence I have. Use it all until he breaks into the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This will really be the end of the line. To be continued. Well, I suppose at this point, it's probably for the best. Because at this point, it's been an hour. An hour and like 20 minutes? Because I gotta tack on earlier to this, that'll make it around that. So, like an hour and 20 minutes? Okay. I'm not gonna split any of this up because it kind of leads up, it builds up. But now that I've been given a spot, this is an episode. And I'm saying this for sure this time. Next time will be the finale, will be it. Because what else is there to do? We're in the middle of this fight. We can't stop it. We can't split it up anymore. Like, this is not getting split up. Next part's not getting split up either. It's finale. Next time we're solving this case, beating this case. He's going down. All that stuff. So until next time, until the finale, see you later.